Good evening. A beer which I've been meaning to try all winter is the Plum Porter by Harper's, 4.3%, which you can get in Aldi's. Harper's is the Aldi own brand of beer. This Plum Porter's been in for some months now. You'll note from the hat that it's cold. You'll note from the background that it's still light. It's around about 7:30 on the 1st of April. Summer is coming. We had really warm week last week, but it's really cold this week. So I thought if ever I'm going to get round to having a go at a Plum Porter, it's tonight. It's not a summer beer, for definite. And I need to have a crack at it while the weather's appropriate. Kind of thing you'd probably drink over Christmas, I would have thought. Porters are definitely a dark kind of ale. Winter beer. I don't know if you know much about them. God, it's giving off a lovely, lovely aroma already. I confess, I saw another review of this, and the gentleman doing the review stated that it's a clear rip-off of a famous Plum Porter, whose name I can't remember all of a sudden. However, that's irrelevant to me. It's probably better that I haven't had that one to try this one, because then it means I'm going to give this one a fair crack of the whip and not be looking for faults or comparing it against the other one. It's poured absolutely fantastically. Comes in, it's not expensive. I can't think it's like more than £1.30, £1.40 a bottle, you know, even with the cost of living crisis. It looks absolutely magnificent in a glass. I'm not sure what you're getting, but it is actually plum colour coming through from the light. It is a lovely dark plum colour. It has got a single finger of a kind of like tanned foamy head, which it's retaining pretty well. The aroma I got coming off it was that roast malt, and yeah, it's giving off plum. It does smell of plum, which is most welcome when you see a beer like that and it smells of plum. Yes, please. It's only 4.3%, so I'm not expecting something heavy. Even though it's like this, I would hope it's quite easy drinking. Who knows? You're good, Alf. Years to the summer. You'll see I'm holding on. It's a nice drink. It's a really nice drink. Despite the aroma of plum, there isn't much in the flavour of plum. It is a porter, but it's easy drinking. Some of them can be quite challenging. Some of them are very strong on their kind of roasted, the dark chocolatey flavours, the kind of flavours that you get in stouts, but with a much lighter mouthfeel than a stout. This does that. And now I'm getting the flavour of plum coming through. After all that, and maybe that's because you can smell it on the aroma. So when the flavours leave, it's a lovely bitter finish. It's a lovely kind of like coffee finish, but it's not an espresso. It's black coffee finish, but it's like general coffee. Nice bitter edge to it. I like this. That is a very, very good value beer. That is a very good value beer. I don't care what anyone else says about it. any beer reviewers. The one I saw, like I say, he was comparing it to another one he had, which was clearly a step up, a level up from this. I'm not saying this hasn't got a level, it could go up. But you can't ignore the price point. You cannot ignore the fact that we are in difficult times financially. Not everyone, and certainly not everyone, can go out and pay £4 or £5 for a can of artisan IPA. If you want a quality drink, if you like your stouts, your ales, and times are tough, go out and buy that. For the money that you'd be paying, you will not get better value than that anywhere at the moment. You might get equal value, you'll get a lot worse value. That, for the price, is an excellent, excellent drink. You get a creamy mouthfeel, an oaty mouthfeel. However, nowhere near a stout level. It's ale. It's lovely dark ale. You get all the bitterness coming through, but it's almost like cleansing your palate, this stuff, with that. It throws in the flavours of the roast malts, and then the bitterness at the back end just helps them drift away lovely. And what you're left with right at the back end, after literally a minute later, is just a really lovely, gentle, once the bitterness has faded, just that gentle plum flavour. I would have liked that plum flavour a little bit more up front, but I guess for this kind of money, you know, I ain't going to get that. The other one will probably have that, and hopefully I'll get a bottle of that. But I can guarantee that if I get a bottle of the other stuff and enjoy it, the future will see me buying 4 bottles of that to every one of the good one. It's the kind of like the bog standard stuff, and then you treat yourself with the special. But this is easily a 7 out of 10, quite possibly an 8. If it was expensive as the other ones, it's a 7 out of 10. If you put it up alongside, you know, really good beers, it's 7 out of 10. Take the price into account, it's an 8. That's really pleasant. I hope my face is telling you the tale. It's a chilly evening, lovely and still, spring evening, with the birds twittering away in a dusk chorus. That is as close to perfection as it gets, and it's a lovely moment to be able to share with you. Thank you for watching. Go out and buy some Plum Porter, which is from Harper's. Do you know what? Before I go, I didn't even read what was on the label, did I? I'll poke my own eye out. Just as well, really. There's not a lot to read. Harper's Brewing Company, proudly brewed in Britain. So what? Wouldn't bother me. Beer with plum flavouring. Well, they went thick on the beer. They did their best with the beer. The ingredients they were given. They had to scrimp a bit on the plum flavouring. Clearly it's expensive in this day and age. Don't mind it a bit. Don't mind it at all.